Hi everyone, I am Mr. Prabhuar, math teacher in mathematics, Kumaduti Residential School, Shikaripura. Today, again, I am in the same concept, that is real number chapter, and today we are going to discuss the last concept, that is revisiting rational numbers and their decimal expansions. So now, what do you mean by this revisiting rational numbers and their decimal expansions? Dear students, you know, in your previous class, that is 9th class, in there the chapter number system, in which you know already the rational number and as well as irrational number, and the words, the terminating and non-terminating. What do you mean by this terminating and non-terminating? First of all, terminating, yes, the numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q are known as rational numbers. Here, what do you mean by this? This is defined as a decimal expansion which contains finite number of digits after the decimal point. This is known as terminating, means decimal expansion terminating or terminating decimal expansions. Example, there are so many examples. If suppose you can take the already number in the form of decimal expansions, that is 0.2, 0.375, okay, 0.0875, etc. All these are known as decimal expansions having the end, brings to ends. So that is known as terminating. What do you mean by this non-terminating? In non-terminating, here also the rational number comes, in which they can be expressed like this. It is defined as a decimal number. Here decimal expansion means the number is itself. Otherwise you can take the odd number instead of expansions. So decimal number which contains infinite number of digits after the decimal point. And here, look over here once again, defined as decimal number which contains infinite number of digits after the decimal point. So here also we can take so many examples. For example, 0.371, etc. Suppose it continuous. Okay, digits will be continuous. Otherwise, you can take that is 0.3 bar. You know that in your earlier classes, so many examples are discussed under the terminating and non-terminating. So here again two examples. So how you define these non-terminating? It is defined as like this also. Including these examples. Not only these examples, you can take any examples. That should be in the form of decimal expansion also. So these are all expressed in the form of P by Q. These are also expressed in the form of P by Q. But here, non-terminating, repeating or recurring, non-terminating, non-repeating or non-recurring. These words comes. Whenever these words comes, automatically rational number and irrational numbers are comes together. So how it is? Look, by the same definition I would like to explain like this. Defined as decimal number which contains infinite number of digits after the decimal point. Here decimal point. Consider these terminating numbers. Here point is there after that two ends. After these 3 digits ends, it means it is terminating. And here look over here, these numbers continuous. It shows thus continuous, means someone are repeating and someone are non-repeating. That is why these decimal expansions, this kind of decimal expansions are nothing but non-terminating, repeating, and someone are non-repeating. Those who are non-repeating means, for example, your famous irrational numbers like pi. You know the value of pi value can be expressed as 22 divided by 7. So decimal cannot ends, and as well as square root 2, etc., etc. These are all known as non-terminating and non-repeating or non-recurring. These are all recurring or repeating. That is why these two are known as non-terminating. But if it is recurring or repeating, means it is a rational number. If it is non-recurring or non-repeating, means it is a irrational number. So these are all the basic concepts we have studied in the previous class. Based on this, I would like to give one example. That is, how would you express the decimal expansions? Now continue. Okay. Now take the examples on it. For example, decimal expansion number, that is 0.375. For example, I took the previous example. In the same way, I took the next one, 0.0875 also. How do you express this in the form of rational number? Because it is a terminating, it is also terminating. So how do you express? This is automatically, this is divided by how many digits are 3 digits. That's why. So this can be written in the form of P by Q form, means it can be divided by 1000. Means multiply it and divide it by 1000, you will get the rational number. So now it is also, here it is 4 digits. After the decimal point, here it is 3, here it is 4. That is why. So it should be expressed as, directly I would like to written like this. You know that multiplying and dividing it by 1000, multiplying and dividing it by 10,000. So that is why. So now express these numbers again in the form of the factorization form. For example, in the denominator, observe here, only 1000, 10,000, 100. Suppose the numbers are like this, we can express in the powers of 10. So that is 10 to the power of 3. That is 10 to the power of 2. Here also 10 to the power of 2. Why? If you express any decimal expansion into rational number, automatically their denominator power should be comes under the 10. So that is why. So you can express that. Now you can take the factorization form 375. So 5 ones are 5 sevens are 5 fives are again 5 ones are 5 ones are 5 sevens are 35, 5 fives are 25, 5 ones are 5, 5 fives are. So here it is 5 threes are. Therefore it could be expressed as 5 into 3. Okay. That is here 5 cube into 3. So next here 875. In the same way, we can express this 875 also. Okay. How? 5 ones are 337, 5 sevens are 35, 5 fives are. Again it is 5. So 5 threes are 5 ones are. So next 5. It should not be again divided by 5, or you can take any number, it could be, but it is a composite number. Now express like this, 5 square into 31 like this. Okay. So that is why 10 to the power of 4, 10 to the power. Observe here. So our motto or intention is that if you consider any decimal expansions, observe the denominators. Their denominators must be in powers of 10. In the powers of 10. So that is why from these two examples we observed every decimal expansions can be expressed in the form of P by Q, in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are any integers. Of course Q is not equal to 0 by the definition of the rational number. Now consider the Q. Here it is P, here it is Q, here it is P, here it is Q, because some other number it is. So you can consider the Q. Q is again it is in the powers of 10 only. Otherwise, always observe it is in the form of 10, means powers of 10, or factors of this one, that is 2 into 5. Therefore, powers of 10 or 5. So from this result we can observe that there is a formal result we are come across the rational numbers into their decimal expansions. That is how we can discuss. Observe carefully. Every decimal expansions can be expressed in the form of E by Q. P and Q are some other integers, but Q is not equal to 0. That's why it is a rational number. Observe the Q number. The factorizations of the prime factorization of the Q may be in the powers of 10 or its factors like 2 or 5. 2 or 5. So that is why now we are writing the formal result for these two examples. Let us take. Now based upon the two examples, let us discuss theorem number 1.5. So here consider theorem number 1. What it says, the formal result for the above example, how to write the decimal expansions. That is, let x be a rational number. X be a rational number, so that x can be expressed in the form of P by Q. In the form of P by Q. So where P and Q are integers, where P and Q are co-primes also, or co-primes. Okay. So now, and such that prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to n. So consider any number x, maybe rational one, that can be expressed in the form of E by Q, means where P and Q are integers and they are co-primes, such that prime factorization of Q is what happened? That is 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of n. That I showed in the examples. Once again I am sure. So that is in the form of where n and m are non-negative integers. For example, the same examples for understanding, I will take the same example. For example, consider that is number 3 by 8. Okay, 3 by 8. So this is one rational one. Suppose you want to make it as in the form of P by Q. Already it is P by Q. You want to express this in the form of Q as a prime factorization of 2 into 5 to the power of n and m, so that it become now 3 as it is, it become 2q. So 3q. Okay. So 2q. Suppose in order to make decimal expansions, our denominator must be equal to powers of 10 or powers of 2 and m also. That is why n and m are non-negative integers. So that is how many required? Here 2 already is there. We require 5. So we have to multiply and divide it by 5. Automatically we get the some other number. That is 3 into 5 cube means 3 into 125 divided by 2 cube means 8, 5 means 10 cube. Because 2 into 5, their powers are same, then you automatically multiply this one as same. So that is why 3 into 125 means 375 divided by 1000. The same answer. Now express this in the form, that is 0.375. Same term. So in the previous examples, what you took the 0.375 as an decimal expansion number that can be expressed in the form of P by Q, or P by Q can be expressed in the form of this one. So what is result here? Observe this P and Q can be expressed. Observe their denominator. Denominator either powers of 10 or its factor like 2 and 5. So that is necessary. Take another example, that is 7 by 8. 7 by 8. So how do you express 7? This one. Here 80 means 80 can be represented like this. 10 into 8. 10 into 8. Now 7. Here 10 can be expressed as 5 into 2 and 2 can be expressed as 2 cube. So that is why. Now observe carefully. 2 cube 5 into 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 4. And also we would express 7 divided by 5 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 4 into 5 to the power of 3 divided by 5 to the power of 2. Why I took the 5 cube and divided by 5 cube? Because we have to equate the denominator or in the same power, that is the factors of 2 and 5. So that is why I took 5 to the power of 1 is there. So I took 5 cube. If you add it, it will become the equivalent power of 2 to the power of n. So that is why it becomes 7 into 5 cube, 7 into 5 cube divided by 5 to the power of 4 into 2 to the power of 4. So that is equal to, it becomes 875. So multiply 125 into 7, 875. 5 to the power of 4, 10 to the power of 4. So that is 875 divided by 10,000. So what I written in the previous, so the same answer, it means the decimal expansions, what happened decimal expansion? 0.087 decimal expansion and then P by Q form are same together, but observe their denominator should be expressed in the form of 10 or its factor like 5 and 2. So this is the way of expressing the given numbers also. So this result, this arises us what happened here result. Again we should rewrite in the theorem, that is theorem number 1.5. It says as x be a rational number, consider x is p by q. If x is p by q means already it is in the form of p by q. It should be expressed where p and q are some other integers and p and q are co-primes, so that the prime factorization of the q or in the form of 2 or 5, or in the form of 2 or 5 or powers of 10, because their power should be expressed in the form of m and n, that is q should be expressed as 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of n. So that is why this says that result always, if you take any decimal expansion number or the rational number, if you express this in the form of p by q or decimal expansions, after the decimal expansion convert it into rational number, you will be able to get their denominator always in the form of 10 to the power of 4 or its factor like 2 and 5 in terms of m and n. Powers should be m and n. So that is why, hence the result says us always the decimal expansions terminates in case of rational numbers. Now consider another theorem. Another result came now. So from the previous, that is theorem number 1.5 and 1.6, what we discussed just now. So there is nothing but 1.5 and 1.6. 1.6 concludes the result of 1.5. That is just now I discussed the example. In the same way, now I have come to the theorem number 1.7. What it says, consider x may be a rational number. Of course, it is in the form of p by q. That is x is equal to p by q. So be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 to the power of n and into 5 to the power of n. That is, look here, this is, if the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n, then where m and n are non-negative integers and x has a decimal expansion that is non-terminating and recurring or repeating. Suppose that q has its prime factorization is not of the form 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of m, then we decide the given rational number is non-terminating. So for what purpose we just discussed this theorem number 1.5, 1.6 and 1.7, we have to understand which is terminating and which is non-terminating. So consider the theorem number 5 says that if a x can be considered as a rational number expressed in the form of p by q, then automatically their prime factorization denominator q has a prime factorization which can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of m. There are so many examples are discussed. In the same way, suppose we taken the same example of rational number, but their q means the denominator which cannot be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of m, it can be expressed in terms of other numbers, prime number or any composite number. So that is why that is known as non-terminating and repeating. For example, take our previous class example 1, that is 1 by 7. Suppose you want to divide it, how you can divide it? By long division process. 7, 1. So here 1 cannot be divisible by this. Divisor, dividend. Okay, this divisor is lesser than the dividend. That's why you can take point over here. It becomes 10. Now 7 out of 7. What is left now? 3. So again point is there. 7 over. So keep 0. 7 4 are 28. So now what's leave now? 2 leaves. Again point is there. So take 2. So 2s are 14. 6 leaves. Okay, now so 6 7 point is here. 0 carry over. So it becomes 60. Now 7 8s are 56. Again subtract 56 from 60. We'll get 4. 4 is remainder. So again, so continuous. The process will continuous. The numbers will come again. The digits will be repeated. So that is why this is known as non-terminating. Why it is non-terminating? Look over here. 0.1428 and something number comes. You know that again same numbers will be repeated. This 1428, 1428. The digits will be repeated. Hence, we conclude that this theorem says us whenever you expand the decimals, okay, the rational number can be expressed in the form of decimal expansions. Those are all non-terminating and repeating because after the decimal expansions you will be able to get the repeated digits. That is why, so this theorem concludes us both terminating and non-terminating decimal expansions are considered as rational numbers. This is our today's class. Thank you.